To Legacy IAS Academy. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the challenges that are being faced by the manufacturing sector. So manufacturing sector is running into news for several reasons. Recently, there was a statement by one of the ministers in which he was saying that we need to focus that our manufacturing sector produces sophisticated products. But apart from this, talking about some of the statistical data because of which manufacturing sector is running into news is their contribution to GDP. Okay? In the period between 2014-15, their contribution to GDP was 16.1%, but which declined to 13.1% in the period between 22 to 23. That means the GDP contribution of manufacturing sector has declined from 16% to 13% in 14-15 to 22-23 वाला period. ठीक है? इंडिया में हमारा पॉलिसी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर पॉलिसी एम्स फॉर 25% contribution. Manufacturing sector to GDP's contribution should be aimed for 25% by 2025. ठीक है? Plus 8 core industries have also shown continuous decline, which is a 15-month low. 15-month low value. In 8 core industries, we have witnessed a decline in net production. Okay? So slowdown has been observed in the period of January 2024. So what are the issues that are being faced by the manufacturing sector? First of all, we are witnessing poor investment. So the investment in manufacturing sector has reduced. Okay? Why has it reduced? Overall, because of labor restrictions. So labor and capital restrictions has reduced the overall investment. So let's say we do not have a full capital account mein convertibility, current account mein convertibility. So we are not allowing any currency which is moving into India to get converted completely. Okay? So that currency convertibility is one problem. Secondly, because RBI is manipulating the presence of currency. Okay? Be it domestic currency or foreign currency, RBI is manipulating the presence of currency, which is also affecting the exchange rate, which is also have capital restrictions. Plus tax related restrictions are also there. Okay? Labor restrictions is also overall leading to poorer investment in manufacturing sector. Second, we have focused sufficiently on ease of doing business. So last 4-5 years, 7-8 years mein, immense emphasis on improving ease of doing business has been carried out. Okay? But all of this has led to improvement in our ease of doing business ranking. But this ranking did not get converted into investment. Okay? So overall, we have always focused on improving our ease of doing business ranking. But is it leading to increased investment or not? There we did not sufficiently emphasize. Okay? Third is value addition. How much amount of value has been added? For example, just one example we are taking in terms of production linked incentive schemes, mobile phones ka production had to be increased. Okay? But instead of producing the mobile phone within the country, we have started importing the components and assembling is carried out in India. So instead of make in India, assembling is being carried out in India. Okay? So value addition is not being carried out. Okay? Fourth issue is the disparity between the GVA and GDP. Okay? So GVA basically means we are talking about if we have to move from GVA to GDP, we need to keep on adding taxes and remove the subsidy to reach the GDP value. Now, because the taxes are immense and subsidy that is being provided by the government is quite small, so the GVA value is overall less. GVA value has been reported to be 3% and GDP value has been reported to be 6 to 7%. Okay? So there is a discrepancy. GVA is also a method to measure GDP. Okay? But the net GDP that we are getting is around 6 to 7%, whereas the GVA value is around 3% only. Okay? What are the other issues related to manufacturing sector? We have also witnessed inability to increase the fixed investment. So fixed investment, for example, investment in services sector, especially in telecom and infrastructure services, we have seen increase. There has been an increase in services. But investment in manufacturing sector has remained stagnant. That is around 18%. This has remained stagnant from past 3 to 4 years. ठीक है. Plus the net gross fixed capital formation has been landing at 30% of GDP at current prices. ठीक है. So this is also one of the reasons. So that means this is all an indicator that we are not able to increase investment in manufacturing sector, which has remained more or less stagnant at 18%. ठीक है. Plus discrepancy in between what government is showing whereas what is being assessed in various surveys. ठीक है. Gross fixed capital formation grew annually by 5% as per NAS. Has grown annually by 5% from starting from 14-15 to 21-22. So 14-15 say 15-16, 15-16 to 16-17, 16-17 to 17-18, 17-18 to 18-19, 18-19 to 19. So every year 5% has increased as per the government survey. Okay? Whereas as per the all other companies survey or all other survey, it has declined 1.6% over the same period. So there is some problem in data calculation, which can also be seen from this fact. There is a stagnation in manufacturing capacity. So overall manufacturing sector has not been able to increase the production. Okay? So what should be the solution? Solution can be that we need to develop a well designed industrial policy. ठीक है. इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड एक पॉलिसी लेकर आना होगा. We need to bring that. ठीक है. Which will prioritize productive development over speculative property development. Speculative property development मतलब certain areas में infrastructural investment we are carrying out because we expect that this area is about to get developed. ठीक है. Now let's say the area did not develop, so all that infrastructural investment goes in vain. It is not able to generate sufficient amount of revenue. That can be an example of speculative property development. So we need to prioritize productive development over speculative property development. Secondly, we also need to align trade policies to augment the domestic investment. Our trade policies, okay, FTA is a part of trade policy, but all other trade policies should also be focusing such that we are boosting the domestic production. Okay? Secondly, we need to improve the domestic value addition and export competitiveness. So domestic value addition may, for example, we have studied one of the issue as assembling being carried out rather than production being carried out. So how do you resolve this issue? By supporting small scale industries, by supporting MSME. Okay? Secondly, we need to improvise localized last mile interventions. So we need to work upon the localized intervention. If this area has this problem, let us resolve it here. What are the last mile issues, and those interventions needs to be carried out to resolve the localized issues. Okay? We also need to boost employment in labor intensive sector to fight with the unemployment. So these are the areas in which development is required. Plus, we also need to work on statistical corrections. So GVA, GDP value showing wide disparity, NAS versus ASI value showing wide disparities. This wide disparity, and it is not a very meager disparity, it's a very significant disparity. Okay? So why is this very significant disparity? There must be some issues in calculation. Okay? In the method of accounting, there can be some mistakes or can be some differences, because of which we need to carry out statistical corrections. Okay? And we need to find out the correct GDP estimates. Overall, the intention should be that the public of the country knows what is the current or most appropriate value of GDP. So for that, we need to carry out statistical corrections. Okay? So these can be some of the solutions, suggestive solutions in reference to the manufacturing sector. With that, we come to the end of this topic. I wish you all the very best. If you have any doubt, please do let us know. Thank you so much.